Hello, I'm Jenny Stoll with Data Guided. If you caught my live yesterday, I spoke with Lynn Taylor Carter, who is a physical therapist and runs a podcast named Good News Mama that drops on Mondays. But the reason I had reached out to her was that she and I both chose the word bold for their focus in 2021. And I was so shocked to see that someone else felt that strongly about being bold in 2021. So we did an interview yesterday and talked to her a little bit about how she chose the word, what it means to her, what it means for her family, her business. And so today I wanted to take a step back and talk about why I chose the word bold for this year for myself, my business. And that is because over the last several weeks, as I've put some systems and such in place in my business, I have felt the need and the calling from the Lord to be bold and to trust him fully in the things that I'm doing in my business and pray on them, and that he will lead me where he wants me to go and lead me to the people that I am to serve. And so if I take a look back though, for 2020, I chose the word focus, which is pretty funny actually. Because my focus in 2020 completely changed, as I'm sure the focus for many of you probably changed as well once the pandemic hit. And if you have kids, the remote distance learning took place. And so it really changed my focus last year. And instead of focusing on this fledgling business that I had, I turned my focus to my family and their needs, and getting us through the pandemic, and getting us through, the remote distance learning, getting through the fear of pandemic. As some of you know, I have a daughter that has complex health issues, and COVID for her could potentially be very bad. And so we were dealing with some fear and anxiety along with that. So focus really, I guess it was a good word for last year. My focus just wasn't at all what I had intended it to be. So this year I chose bold because I do want to move boldly forward with my business, professionally, personally, and spiritually. And in my business, people have said, what does bold look like in your business? And for me, it means getting over this fear of doing lives that I have. I had brain surgery a number of years ago, and on occasion I will still falter, word search, and it's very unsettling for me. And the more nervous that I get, the worse that it is. So that's why doing these lives has been on the top of my list and being bold in 2021. It also looks at establishing real relationships with people. I am not a surface person. I'm an introvert, and I crave those deep relationships with a few people. And I'm not that surface person. I'm not a chit chat person. And so I have to integrate this introvertedness with building a business. And I have the idea that I really want my clients to be drawn to me, to say, I really need to work with her. I don't ever want this process to feel salesy or yucky. I just really want there to be a relationship there that we've built upon, and for you to say, yeah, I really want the services and what she's offering. So that right now is what bold looks like in my business. It also means taking advantage of opportunities to do a podcast, to do a live interview, things of those sorts that I would have typically shied away from, especially last year. It's just one of those things that I have prayed about and determined that these are the right steps for me at this time in my business. Being bold personally, again, means building relationships and reaching out. When I was so sick a number of years ago before I had surgery, I didn't like being on the phone. I didn't really know how to carry on a good conversation anymore because there was so much going on. And I've decided that this is the year that I'm going to be bold in those personal relationships again and reestablish those deep connections and really reach out and meet people where they are, and just nurture the relationships that I have and those that I feel like I'm being led to build, to really put 100% into those as well. Ironically, this day, 17 years ago in 2004, January 5th, 2004 was an incredible day for our family. My younger daughter had been in the NICU for 5 months, and we were boldly bringing her home from the NICU on January 5th of 2004. And she had a lot of equipment. She had a trach. She was oxygen dependent 24/7. So we were carrying oxygen tanks around. She was so unstable that we had her on a monitor 24/7. And so unstable that if the oxygen line even got kinked or it popped off for a split second, we would literally have a dusky turning blue baby on our hands. And so my husband and I boldly marched forward and brought her home, allowed some nurses into our home to help us give her the level of care that she needed. But it's just ironic that I'm doing this today. And 17 years ago, I was having to be bold again as well. And I wanted to talk to you about being bold spiritually. And I want everything that I do to be directed by God, whether it's personally, professionally. I want to do kingdom work, and I'm not sure how that looks right now, especially in the middle of a pandemic, as well as us having to take precautions that we need to take to keep our family safe. But I am looking to boldly move forward spiritually as well and do the things that the Lord wants me to do. And all of this ties together. Life, isn't compartmentalized, and the things that you do in each area of your life will impact other areas. And I know that as I move forward and I'm being bold in the year 2021, that as I'm being bold personally and professionally, that it will affect me spiritually and vice versa. And I don't want any of this to be separated. I want it to be more of a continuum, that who I am is who I am, whether I'm showing up personally, professionally, or spiritually. So I just wanted to talk a little bit today about being bold and moving forward in 2021. And my challenge to you all is to be bold in your businesses, to be bold in your personal life, your professional life, your spiritual life, and really seek guidance on where you are being led, and be bold. And if you are so inclined, I would love to know if you have chosen a word for 2021 for yourself or your business, and share a little bit in the comments about what that means to you. Hope everyone has a great rest of the day. See you later.